Hi, darling.
Morning, Trinny.
Morning, darling. I'm ready to do
Let's
it.
go to the exercise mat, and we'll start off with your hands on the ground, underneath your shoulders, knees under the hips. And I want you to push the hips back a little bit. You're going to inhale, reach your right arm underneath your left, and then exhale, reach up to the sky. And that feels really good, getting in that mobility for your spine, that thoracic spine. Hips stay pretty still. Go for it.
Sorry, are you putting your leg out, Nat?
Your knees are down, your left hand just, and we're going for it without the leg out to the side. So we're just reaching under and then reaching up. Inhale, reach under, and exhale, reach up. And every time you do this, you should be able to get a little bit more rotation. And then you're going to switch sides. Reach that left arm underneath the right, and then reach up to the sky. Inhale, reach under, and exhale, big reach. 3 more times. 2. Good, and then last one. Place that hand down, and I actually want you to push back with your hips up, your hands down. We're going to go into a yoga pose called Puffy Pose. So your hips are lifted. You almost drag your hands back, push your chest down towards the ground. And then you're going to round your back to come forwards a little bit, hips tucked. And then you push back. So you're getting in a bit of extension for that thoracic spine. And you should feel a really deep stretch underneath those shoulders. And then you round forwards, coming into sort of a cat stretch. And again, you're going to push back, press the chest down. And from there, I want you to walk your hands to the left and place your right hand on the mat. Pull into the right side of the body so you feel a nice deep stretch through those lats, through the side of the body, and you're getting in some lateral flexion. And then you're going to walk your hands over to the right. Left hand push down on the ground, right hand over your left, and you're going to pull into the left side of your body. Bring your hands back to the center. You're going to slowly roll up, and we will go into that cat dog stretch. So you flex and extend, hands directly under those shoulders again. Flex and extend. Good. Come into your neutral spine, and then I want you to bring your right foot forwards. So your right foot is going to be then a bit framed by your hands. So your right foot is forwards, your left knee is down on the ground, and we're going to come to more rotation. So and you reach the right hand up to the sky. So your right foot is forwards if you're doing that lizard. Well, we are going to go into a lizard stretch, or world's greatest stretch. And then you reach under the arm. Inhale, reach up to the sky. And exhale, reach under. And this just takes a bit of pressure off the shoulders. Good. And you should feel a nice deep stretch through those inner thighs, outer thighs. Last one. Then you're going to lift the back knee, your hands still framing that foot. Bring your left foot forwards, send your right foot back, and you can place the knee down on the ground. Right hand stays down on your mat. You inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky, and then exhale, reach underneath that right arm. And again, inhale, rotate and reach. Exhale, reach under. Going for 2 more. Good, and last one. Place that hand down. You're going to step forwards with your right foot, hang for a couple of seconds, and then slowly roll up. Big stretch up to the sky, and then bring those arms down. You nod the head and roll down again. And then again, you're going to roll back up. Big reach, open up the chest, arms down, roll down. So we're getting in a little bit of movement through that spine. You've got one more big reach. Arms come down with the head, you roll down. This time I want you to take hold of the back of your head. So you're interlinking your fingers and just very gently decompress your neck. And you might feel that you're quite tight through the thoracic spine when you do this. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. You're going to slowly begin to stack up. Roll those shoulders back a couple of times. And we're going to get started down on the mat actually. So I want you to come into your lying position with your facing up to the sky. And you're going to reach your arms up in front of you, right in front of the chest. So fingertips reach up to the sky. Then one at a time, bring your legs into tabletop. Keep your hips tucked in. You're going to tap your right toes on the ground as you reach your left arm back. Then lift, left toes tap, right arm reaches back. So we're going from side to side. You really want to focus on keeping the lower back down on your mat here. And it's an inhale as you come back and an exhale to lift. So often I get you to do this movement by straightening your leg. This time you're keeping the leg bent because we're going to smoothly transition into another exercise. Really focus on pushing that lower back down onto the mat, and you'll immediately feel those lower abdominals fire up a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, bring it in. You've got another 3, 2, 1 more. Hands behind your head. Lift your chest, keep your elbows wide. You're going to continue the movement, so you keep tapping the feet, but this time your chest is elevated, so you're lifting, holding a small stomach curl. Continue with those toe taps. Good, you're here for another 6, 5, and then we're mixing it up again, and abs should be really awake. Last one, knees together. You're going to lower the feet as your head goes back, lift, bringing the knees and elbows in, and again you lower. So head goes down, feet go down. Lift your head, lift your knees, bring your elbows in when you come up. And I want you to tap your legs with your elbows if you can. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you come back, that's it. And if you can, you bring those elbows right into the knees. Good. Inhale, exhale, lift. Feel that the belly button is drawn down, and you're really creating that intensity in those abdominals. You're here for another 3. Good. Go for 2. 1 more. And give the knees a hug. Rock from side to side. Relax. I hope those abdominals are feeling that one. Mine are. You're going to lengthen out your legs. Reach your arms above your head and have a stretch as if you've just woken up. And you're stretching out in bed. And this actually helps you to take in a deep breath. Really deep breath in, and then exhale. You're going to bring those arms down. Bend your knees. Hips tucked in, reposition. We're going to go into the 100s, and then we're going to get started with the rest of the workout after. So the last abdominal exercise. So legs are in tabletop. Bring your chin down, lift your chest. You're going to start pumping those arms up and down. You inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts. Now level 1 is to keep your legs in tabletop. Level 2 is to extend the legs up to the sky and laterally rotate. Level 3 is to lower your legs down at a diagonal, and you keep pumping those arms. That pump really activates the stomach muscles a little bit more. If you feel like your neck is taking a lot of strain here, you can place one hand behind your head. And the head stays still, it's just the movement from that scapula. So it's just those arms pumping up and down, a little movement. You inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. 30 to go. See if you can lift that chest a little bit higher, lower those legs a little bit more. It's nearly over. Keeping it going, you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, big stretch again, and then we're going to go into a little rotation for the back. I want you to have your legs bent, cross your left leg over your right leg, lift your legs towards your torso, lower your legs to the right. You're going to place your right hand on top of your left knee, and you're going to actively try and press your left shoulder down towards your mat, with either the arm bent or you can straighten out that arm. And we're just having a little stretch. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, bring yourself back to the center. Cross your right leg over your left leg, lower your legs to the left and look to the right. This time we're going to feel a nice stretch through the chest on that right side. Holding for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your legs back to the center. And I want you to turn onto your side. So turn onto your right side. You're going to have your head on your right hand and your left hand behind your head as well. So you're actively lifting the torso. So you're activating the side of the stomach. You're in a classic clamshell position, which means knees are forward. There's an angle at your hip rather than being straight. And I want you to lift your feet. Keep lifting the upper body as well. So you're getting that side crunch. You're going to lift and lower your knees. Lift and lower. So
Just the top knee.
Sorry?
Am I lifting and lowering the top knee?
Just the top knee, yes. Sorry. You're just lifting and lowering the top knee.
My hand into my shoulder, or is my head into my shoulder, or am I lying totally flat?
You're going to have your head on your right hand, and your left hand is behind your head as well, and you're going to get in a small side crunch. So I want you to actively lift the top of your body towards your hip.
Okay, so I'm not trying to give a space under here.
No, with this one you're not. I want you to feel the side of the stomach working. Good. That's it. But you're not lifting and lowering. I just want you to maintain a small contraction the whole time. So you keep lifting the upper body the whole time. You're here for another 4. And then we're mixing it up. 3, 2, lift and hold. You're going to extend that left leg, bend, bring it down. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So you're maintaining that sort of side crunch. You keep that connection. And then you lift and lower the leg. But you straighten it out in between that clamshell. So you're lifting that left knee, straightening the left leg, bending, lowering. And you're here for another 3, 2, 1 more, lift and hold. Little pulses up, maintain that connection with the side of the body. So your leg is straight for these pulses. Set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the leg, lower the knee. You're going to turn over onto your side, have your knees under your hips, and your right arm down on the ground, but that right arm is parallel to the body. Rather than, so your fingertips are turned towards the camera or towards the phone rather than straight ahead. You're going to lift that left knee and lower. Lift and lower, coming into a fire hydrant, but you're rotated slightly onto that right side. That's it, perfect, Trinny. You can keep your left. So I want you to actually come down onto that right forearm. That's it. And then it just takes some of the pressure off the neck and you can really get into activating that glute. Good. Nice. And you should start to feel this area burning up. A little bit of lactic acid. Nice. Going for another 3. Go for 2. Lift and hold your next one. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Straighten the leg. You're going to lower it, tap it down, and then lift. Lower, tap, lift. So it comes out to the side, and then you bring it back. If you need to have, so that left leg is now straight, Trinny, the whole time. So you're going to lift it, circle it back, squeeze that glute, then circle it down out to the side. You tap the foot, and then you're going to bring it back, bring that nice line through the body. Inhale, exhale to lift. Perfect. Going for another 3, 2, and last one. Rest. Okay, you're going to lie on your left side now. Left hand is propping up your head. Right hand also behind your head, and you're going to come into that small side crunch. Lift your feet, and you're going to lift and lower that right knee. I'm just going to pre-warn you, this side is going to feel more intense because you've just been using this right glute to help stabilize the other leg. Inhale, lower the knee. Exhale, lift the knee. Your feet are elevated. Your legs are in front of your torso, so you've got an angle at the hip rather than your hip being straight in an extension. And you're actively lifting that torso towards the sky. Good. So you're getting in that side bend, and then you're lifting and lowering. Perfect. And you keep the feet connected the whole time. You're here for another 2. Extend, lift and hold. Extend that leg. Bend the leg. Lower the knee. So you lift the knee. Same as before, you lift the knee, straighten the right leg, bend the right leg, lower the knee back down. Open, extend, bend, down. Still maintaining that side crunch. And now you should really be feeling that right hip stabilizer working. Good. Go for one more, extend and hold. Little pulses up for 10. So that right leg is now straight, pulsing up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. You're going to turn over, have your left forearm down on the ground, and that arm is parallel to the body, parallel to your knees. And you're going to lift your right leg out to the side and lower. So we come into that fire hydrant move. Exhale, you lift. Inhale, you lower the leg down. So that leg stays bent this time, Trinny. So your right leg is bent. You're just lifting it out to the side as if you're kind of like a dog peeing against a tree, this one. That's it. And you're up on your right hand, but your left forearm is down on the ground. Go for 3. Go for 2. Lift and hold. Little pulses up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift and hold. Straighten the leg. You're going to bring it out to the side. Tap the foot. Lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You want to keep the hips nice and still. And you want to be using those core muscles to make that movement stable. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Good. Another 15 seconds. Tap, bring it back without moving those hips. Hips are tucked. Abs nice and tight here. You've got another 3. Go for 2. 1 more. And stop. You're going to rest in child's pose for a few seconds. Or you can grab the water and open the windows because you should be feeling a bit warmer. And we're going to need a chair in today's workout because we're going to work the backs of the arms. So you will need a chair at some point. Or a bench, something that you can do some tricep dips on. Okay, so a bench, that's it. We're not going to use it just yet. We're going to fire up the upper body with some plank walkouts. I want you to roll down, walk your hands out into the high plank. You're going to rotate to the right, back to the center, rotate to the left, so you come into a side plank, back to the center, walk your hands back to your feet, roll up, big stretch, and then you go again. So you roll down, walk the hands out into your high plank, rotate your body, reaching it up to the sky, back to the center, you switch to the other side, center, walk the hands back to your feet, big reach, and then do it all over again. You're here for another 40 seconds. So you keep going, that's it, big reach, roll down, walk those hands out. So we're starting to fire up the shoulders, the triceps. Make sure you rotate so you come into that side plank. Good. Big reach up to the sky. And again, you're going to roll down, walk your hands out, rotate, good, center, rotate, center, walk the hands back towards the feet, big reach, and you've got one more of these. Big reach, roll down, walk those hands out, rotate, big reach up to the sky, come back to the center, reach, then center and hold here. Hips tucked in. I want you to bring your right knee to your right elbow and hold it for 5 seconds. So that right knee lifts to your right elbow and you hold it for 5 seconds.
What? What do I hold? What am I doing?
Your hands are down and you're going to bring your right knee to your right elbow for 5 seconds. That's it, but your foot is lifted. So it's like a Spiderman Plank, your right knee to your right elbow with your foot lifted. So the leg, you're opening up the hip and it comes out to the side. The knee is lifted, knee to elbow. That's it. So your right knee towards your right elbow for 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to switch to do the same on the other side. So your knee to your elbow. And then you stand up, roll those shoulders back a couple of times. And I'm going to get that chair ready. Okay, Trinny, you're going to come into some squats to begin with.
So I'm just feeling a bit sick. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have some sips of water.
Yeah.
Have some. You can take a rest if you want to. Don't push yourself if you feel a bit sick. We're going to come into squats. You reach your arms forwards as you come into the squat. When you come out of it, you rotate, pull the shoulders back, lift your heels. And again, you lower, lift the arms in front of you, drive up, turn the palms, squeeze the back, rise up onto your toes, squeeze your butt. So you inhale, and then exhale, rise up. And it's a slow, controlled movement, this one. Make sure you are lifting up onto those toes. That's it. Turn the palms forward, squeeze the back muscles. So you lower, lift the arms, shoulders are down, drive up, palms forwards, lift your heels. Inhale and exhale. Good. Nice. Going for another 3 squats. And rise up. Go for 2. Good. You've got 1 more. I want you to hold that squat. Arms are lifted. Little pulses up and down in that squat. Little tiny pulses. If this doesn't feel good on your knees to pulse, then just hold the squat, work on endurance. Good. You're here for another 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. You're going to stand up. And we're going to work on those triceps. So you need your chair for this. We're going to come into some tricep dips. So your hands are next to your hips, your fingertips are turned forward, shoulders back, elbows tucked into the side of the body. Bring your hips off the chair. You're going to inhale, lower your hips down towards the ground, and then exhale, you press. If your legs are straight, it is much more difficult because you're adding resistance. Try to keep the shoulders pulled back the whole time. Good. And you're here for a total of 30 seconds. So if you need to rest within that time, you can do. Otherwise, you go for it. If it's too much strain on the wrist, you can get a book or some weight, arms above the head, and bend and extend. Go for 3, 2, last one. Take a seat on your chair. You're going to shake off those wrists, roll them around a couple of times, and actually we'll come into a neck stretch where you are because it's a nice little segue to come into that. If you take a seat on your right hand, you tilt your left ear to your left shoulder and take hold of the right side of your head. You make sure you're sitting on your hand because that's going to help anchor you down and lengthen out the trapezius. Then you can lean forwards and away a little bit. Good, then come back to the center. Switch sides, so you're taking a seat on that left hand, right hand on the left side of the head. Lean slightly over to the right and forwards, so you're coming out a diagonal, but keep that shoulder back. Then come to the center, roll those shoulders back a couple of times, take a step off the chair, and you're back into that first exercise, which was the squat with the arm lift and the back squeeze. So feet are shoulder width, toes slightly turned out. You come into that squat, you reach the arms forwards, but the shoulders are set down. You drive up, turn those palms towards in front of you. You're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, rise up onto the toes, and squeeze your butt. So you're lifting nice and high. It's a controlled movement, you're working on balance here. So you get down, neck is lengthened, rise up, tuck in, nothing arching like this. You want to keep that nice neutral positioning of the spine. Good. And lift. Going for another 4. Go for 3. Good. 2. You're going to lower and hold your next one, arms in front of you, little pulses up and down. Little movements, or you're holding the squat. Make sure the knees aren't collapsing in, or you're not on your toes. The weight is in your heels, so you're pushing back a little bit. Keep those arms lifted and the shoulders set down, so you fatigue the shoulders a little bit. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, finish with that calf raise. And we're coming into those tricep dips. Again, so you need that chair. Okay, fingers turned forwards, shoulders roll back, hands on that seat, and you're going to bring your hips just off the edge of the chair. Eyes straight ahead, then you lower and press. Remember what I said about lengthening the legs. If you want to add that extra resistance to really challenge the backs of the arms. Good, deep breath in, lower, exhale to push up. Nice. You're here for another 20 seconds. If you need to rest, you can. Over halfway. Get lower, press. So, or you can, if it's too easy, you can slowly lower yourself and then press more quickly. There's always a way of making something more difficult. You've got one more. Take a seat on the chair. Take off the wrists, roll them around, get that mobility back in, blood flow back in, and then you're going to come into that neck stretch again. So you can either grab hold of underneath your chair, or you can sit on your hand. Tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. Take the right side of your head with your left hand, and then very gently pull. And then lean forwards and towards the left, so you can lean at a diagonal. And you'll feel a deeper stretch. And actually, this is a good one. If you are going to be at a desk most of the day, and you do get a tight neck, this is really so easy to do, just a few seconds. Let's switch sides. Just to stretch out the neck a little bit. Nice and gentle. Good, then come back to the center. Shrug off those shoulders, roll them back a couple of times, and you're into a new set of exercises. So you don't need that chair anymore. We'll use it at the end for a bit of stretching. Okay, you do need some books for this one though, or one dumbbell. one dumbbell, you're going to have your left foot forwards, your right knee down on the ground, on the mat. Make sure it's on the mat because it needs to be cushioned, or you could put your knee on a cushion if you do get knee pain. We're going to go into that wood chop exercise. Great for the shoulders, really fantastic for the obliques, the stomach muscles. You bring the book down towards your right hip, and then you're going to lift it up and across towards the left corner of the room. So you're getting in a little bit of controlled rotation for that thoracic spine, and it's very gentle cardio. That's it. And if you're still feeling a little unwell, if you keep your eyes straight ahead, you can still do the rotation, but sometimes if you're looking, it can make you feel a little bit dizzy. That's it, and you're engaging that right glute, so you're getting in a bit of a stretch as well for the front of that right hip when you do this. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Going for another 2, 1, and then you're going to switch to do the same on the other side. So your right foot is forwards, your left knee is down on the ground. Deep breath in, you lower, and exhale, lift up. So you're switching sides now, Trinny, so you're going to have your left foot forwards. Good. And switch. You lower and lift. Perfect. Really controlling the stomach muscles here. Everything stays nice and switched on. Your left glute is really firing, so you're squeezing that butt cheek on the left side, keeping those muscles engaged. Inhale, exhale, big lift up. Good, going for another 3, 2, and last one. Place that book down, up onto your feet, and you're going to come into a curtsy lunge with a squat. So you step your right foot behind your left, then step out into a squat, then left foot behind the right, squat. And I want you to keep your feet parallel here, so toes are turned forwards if possible. Keep those toes turned forwards. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you keep the breath pattern, one breath for every single movement. Good. Inhale, exhale, nice. Squat. And then you're really feeling, when you come into that curtsy, it's a great one for working the outer thigh. Really fantastic. Good, you lower. You're over halfway through. You can take your time with this. Coming into another 15 seconds. And because we keep working those legs, we're not using any weights, but you will start to feel those legs fatiguing, so those muscles start to get tired. Last one on each side, so you're going to squat, lower, squat, lower, stand up. Let's do some leg swings to loosen up the hips. So you can bring your legs forwards. Make sure the leg that you're swinging is completely relaxed. If you're using the muscles, you're not going to get that decompression. And then switch sides. Another 3, 2, last one, and stop. Okay, we're going into that first exercise. This is your last round of exercises, and then it's time to stretch it all out. So you want your book or your dumbbell. You're going to have your left foot forwards, your right knee down on your mat or your cushion. Weight towards your right hip. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, rotate. Bring the books towards the left corner of the room. Hips tucked in the entire time. That's really important. If you start to get a bit sloppy with this exercise, you can get an injury. You don't want to hurt your back. You must keep the core muscles firing. You must keep squeezing that right butt cheek. You're here for another 4, 3, 2, last one. And then we switch sides. Let's go. Deep breath in, weight towards the left hip. Exhale, reach up. And with a heavyish weight, you don't really want to get, unless you're super, super, super strong, above 4 kilos for this one. You want just enough to get that momentum and to challenge the side of the stomach. Going for 3. Good. 2. Last one. Book down, weight down. Come up onto your feet. Let's go into that curtsy. Squat, curtsy. So we're straight in there. And this is your last exercise of the day. That's it. And we haven't had many breaks, so it has been intense. The exercise may not be jumping around all over the place, but you haven't stopped moving. Good. And sinking right down towards the ground with that curtsy. So you can bring your chest forwards a little bit. Good. 10 seconds to go. Nice. Finish. You've got one more after this. So you curtsy, you squat, curtsy for the last time, and done. Let's stretch. Shake off those legs. If you want to, you can grab a band, or a Pilates ring. Use your hands, and you're going to take hold of the back of that right leg, and then come into your active stretch for those hamstrings. So you can extend and bend. Push your footprint to the sky. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, you push up. Good. And then you can straighten that leg, hold it straight. Take hold of that band or in the left hand and pull the leg slightly over towards your left shoulder. Keep that leg straight so you feel the side of that right leg have a bit of a stretch out. Holding for another 5. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center. You're going to switch sides now. Right leg lengthens out on the ground. You're going to extend and bend your left leg. You've got a little band, you can place it over your foot, or a rolled up towel. Good. Perfect. Going for another 3 stretches there, and then a hold. That's it. Taking hold of that band in your right hand this time. Pull it slightly towards your right shoulder. Nice deep breaths. Holding for another 6. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center. Take your foot out of that band. You need to have a really big stretch, reaching your arms above your head. Squeeze the butt so you're getting a stretch to the front of the hip. And then you're going to bring those arms down, bend your knees, and you're going to come into the happy baby pose. So your hands are on the outside of the feet, and your elbows are on the inside of your knees. So you pull the feet apart. So you're getting in a hip opener. You're relaxing the muscles around your hips. And if you can extend one leg then extend the other leg, and you'll hit the calf muscles, but the lateral aspects of the calf muscles and the lateral aspects of the hamstrings. Holding for another 5. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and bring those feet down. And I want you to find a wall or so. Actually, no, we'll do this on the chair today. Turn it over. You're going to push yourself up. And then we'll stretch out the hip flexors for a second. Then we'll come into the hip stretch on the chair. So I want you to have your right foot forwards, your left knee down on the mat. And you're going to reach your left arm up, lean to the right. Take hold of that left wrist in your right hand. Good. And if you start to bring your body forwards a little bit, so hips are tucked, but then you round the back a little bit, you're going to feel a really deep stretch through those hip flexors. And then back to the center. Let's switch to do the same on the other side. Your right knee is down, your left foot is forwards, hips are tucked, right arm reaches, lean to the left. Take hold of that right wrist with your left hand, and then you can pull, and again, round your back. So you're tucking as if you're creating a C shape with your spine, and then you pull. If you're very tight, you may even feel this in those insertion points on your back. Come back to the center, bring those arms down, stand up, and I want you to go to your chair. We're going to do the Piriformis and Glute Medius stretch on the chair. So you've worked those muscles perfectly. So you take a seat, cross your right ankle over your left knee. And first of all, we're just going to decompress the hip a little bit. I want you to take hold of your thigh just above your knee and try and pull the muscle out. You can lean back. Sorry, you're going to pull the leg away from the hip so we get decompression. And then you're going to come forwards into your stretch. So you're leaning forwards and you can rotate to the right, then rotate to the left. Push your chest down, and this is called flossing the muscle. Exhale. As you rotate, inhale, hold, and then exhale again. So it's the chest coming towards the leg. And then you can find that point that feels really tight and just hold that. For another 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to switch to do the same on the other side now. So left ankle, right knee. First of all, decompress. Because sometimes if it's really tight around the hip, the top of your femur, that thigh bone, gets jammed into your hip socket. So you can pull, lean back on your chair and pull the leg away from your hip socket. Then you can lean forwards and come into that little rotation. Going from side to side. Good. Going, you're holding this for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that foot down. Roll those shoulders back a couple of times. You're going to take hold of the base of your neck. Push the chest down there. And look up towards the left corner of the room. Let's stretch out the front of the neck. So shoulders are back. You're pressing that fascia down at the base of your neck here. And you're going to look up towards the corner. Come back to the center, and then let's look up towards the opposite corner. And then you've got one more thing to do, and then you're going to be done. Back to the center. The last thing you're going to do is release the muscles of the jaw, because if you've been a bit stressed and a bit tense, these muscles get really tight. So it's just down from your ears on that jaw, on your jawline. You're going to go for little circles. You'll find you may need to play around a bit to find the trigger point. And if you're really tight there, it feels very uncomfortable. In fact, there's a have you ever had the massage, Trinny, where they massage inside your mouth and they massage your jaw?
Yeah, it's a Japanese one. I've had 2 women do it at once.
Oh my goodness. How was it?
Yeah. It was quite interesting. They really get in there. It's quite uncomfortable, but I do this circling with a gay sharp, you know, with the J tool. I do this circling because it releases your lymph nodes as well.
Yeah.
Around your ear, so it just gets rid of excess water on your face as well.
Bonus. So releases tension and a lot of stress, and actually helps release your neck as well as excess water in your face. Perfect. Right, you can stop that now. Just shrug off those shoulders again, and you're finished for your Friday. Your Friday session is finished.
Oh, darling, thank you. I nearly, you know, I nearly stopped.
I know, so you didn't, Trinny.
I know, but I didn't. I just thought I can't. But yeah, it's that sort of like, can I be bothered, you know, feeling. But anyway, we got through it, which is brilliant. Thank you. That's only because it's you. And Monday will be another week.
Monday will be another week, a fresh week.
A fresh week.
Everything goes well this weekend, and look after yourself.
You too, darling. All right. Take care, Nathalie. Okay. Bye-bye.